Hi friends, welcome back to Vera City. We spent one beautiful day at the San Francisco City Zoo and you won't believe what we saw. Today we are taking you on a wild 90-minute adventure through one of the California's most iconic and family-friendly zoos. From fierce lions to adorable penguins and some seriously weird animals, you are in for a treat. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell because this video is packed with animal close-ups, fun facts, and moments you won't believe. Let's get it started. Alright, we are walking into the San Francisco Zoo right now. As soon as you walk in, you're gonna see a little gift shop on your left side, restrooms on your right side, which is very convenient. Then you're gonna take a little walk down where they're gonna scan your tickets. And this is the map. We're gonna see all of those animals today. At least we'll try to show you most of them. There's African region, cat kingdom, bear country, exploration zone, and Australian outlook. Wow, this zoo is packed and I really love their landscaping with little fairy houses. Look at those, like little animals or little fairies live there. This is so creative. This is a souvenir maker where you can make your own penny, and there is also a carousel which is quite amazing. Here is some information about these carousels. It's one of a kind.
Did you know the term carousel was derived from the Italian word carosello, meaning little war? This is because today's carousels actually evolved from the medieval training devices used by knights. The knights would use the rotating platforms with legless wooden horses to practice for competitions and events such as jousting. This soon became popular with the general public, and the carousel was born. Moved here in 1925 along with the puffer train, our Eugene Friend Denzel Carousel is one of only 4 of its kind in the state of California, joining Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, and Castle Park as the only places you can ride one of these beautiful pieces of art. Originally carved between 1885 and 1890, it includes 3 rows of animals. The outer ring of stationary mounts for those wanting a relaxed experience, and the inner 2 rings of leaping animals to feel yourself galloping through the realm. With so many animals under one roof, the carousel is the perfect representation of the zoo and its multi-species exhibits in an effort to promote wellness. Here you'll see many different animals side by side, just like you will throughout our entire zoo. If you like the carousel, make sure to check out the little puffer train, as both are functional pieces of antique Americana art.
And you can hear this information if you just buy the zoo key at the entry and put it inside one of the metal boxes, and it will give you very useful information about animals and about specific activities at the zoo. Wow, just take a look at this beautiful landscaping. I think I just have an idea for my own backyard. It's gonna look spectacular. Wow, so cool. And I think one really big fat fairy lives there. And this is a little exploration zone for children where they can play. There are some bugs, fish, and really cool reptiles. Wow, look at that. Kids can climb on those structures, and also those are perfect Instagram spots. Kids enjoy them. There is a really big alligator, a turtle. Wow, kids can climb, play, and of course make those beautiful memories. And there is also ice cream truck right here where you can buy some ice cream, get a cool treat, and relax a little bit. There's also a cafe nearby where you can sit down and have a full-size lunch. So our first stop would be the exploration zone and the insect zoo, which is quite amazing. We were really impressed with the insect zoo. There's a little walk where you can learn a lot about dragonflies, their types. There's a little pond. If you get lucky, you can even see some dragonflies. Unfortunately, we did not see any, so we're not gonna show you dragonflies right now, but let's head out to the insect zoo. It is quite amazing, I promise you that. But be mindful that it closes early at 4 o'clock, so if you are planning to explore some really wild insects, head on down there early. So there are some insect sculptures up on the entrance, really cool butterflies. Wow, I don't think I ever saw those kinds of butterflies, beetles. Wow, all kinds of stuff. There is a dragonfly, a scorpion. Wow, so cool. We saw a lot of rare beetles which we normally don't see in our real life. Wow, those are one cool butterflies. Wow, look at those. This is amazing. Well, let's head inside and we'll see who we can meet there. This is again an exploration done for children where they can learn a lot about the spiders. Wow, look at those spiders. Those are really cool and quite creepy. I am afraid of spiders, so I won't say I was a big fan of this exhibit, but those who really like spiders and scorpions will enjoy it. Those are so cool. You can pull those drawers out and kind of explore them. They are all covered with a glass, so just be careful and don't stick your fingers inside. Really cool box. Our boys were obsessed with this exhibit. Wow, so cool. Alright, one of the creatures lived there, but we couldn't really find it, and that is a tarantula. Wow, don't worry, she is very shy and she's not that scary as it looks. But do you know that tarantulas have tiny hairs that they use to sense danger? Yes, they actually use their hairs to sense dangers. It's quite amazing. Those are Madagascar roaches. They are hissing roaches, so they make sounds as you are there. So if you will stay there and be very quiet, you can hear them interact with each other. There's a velvet ant, which is also really awesome. And those are the bees. There is a whole beehive down there, and you can even find the queen bee if you get lucky. Wow, look at all those bees. There are lots of them down there. There is also a big tropical butterflies exhibit, and you can see and learn there all kinds of butterflies. There are so many of them. Wow, they're so beautiful. I love butterflies, and I think that they are amazing. Some of them are shiny, some of them are made. Wow, they're big, small, all kinds of butterflies. Wow, that is awesome. And there are also some educational materials, and you can sit down, just kind of learn, flip through the books and relax. Those are very rare beetles that we just saw. More butterflies. Those butterflies light up at night. And the girls got into books and they decided to learn something about bugs. Okay, yes, you got the Bluey Learning About Bugs book. So cool. Wow, look at this guy. This is Mantis. You can barely spot him here, but he is quite amazing. So cool. This is a dead leaf mantis. Yes, he is pretending to be a dead leaf so nobody will spot him. There are some cool bugs right here in this exhibit, but you have to pay very close attention because some of them look like leaves, some of them look like sticks, so sometimes it is hard to spot them. And there is another tarantula down there, but you just have to be very attentive to spot him. He is covered with web, so it's really hard to film him there, but he is there on the side. That's a Togo starburst tarantula. He's very beautiful. More rare bugs right here. Wow, you won't normally see those bugs in real life. They're quite amazing. And those are two spotted assassin bugs. Those look like ladybugs, but they are not quite ladybugs. Also really beautiful. Wow, this is, I must say, the coolest and one of the most unexpected places in the whole park. This zoo is just something. It is mind-blowing. Wow, that was a sand beetle. So cool. Did you guys know that insects are the most diverse group of animals on Earth? There are more insects than all other animals combined, like millions of kinds. Wow, some insects glow in the dark. Some are tiny, some are giants, but they are all amazing. We love this interactive exhibit, but honestly, I wouldn't dare to hold one of those bugs. They looked quite scary. Alright, moving on further. We are here looking at prairie dogs. Those tiny animals are super cute, very social, and full of personality. They're so cute, friendly. We love them. They look like squirrels mixed with groundhogs. So cool. And they actually built the entire underground city right here at the zoo. It's quite amazing. And they are actually type of ground squirrel. They live in big colonies called towns, and the towns have tunnels, bedrooms, nurseries, and even emergency exits. Imagine that. One prairie dog town in Texas was over 25,000 square miles, which is bigger than 10 states. That's how amazing they are. They are amazing diggers. And they even help environment by turning the soil and making homes for other animals. They are very social and very vocal. They communicate to each other using squeaky noise. They can warn each other about predators like hawks, snakes, or even human. And they'll tell exactly what kind of danger it is, how fast it's coming, and from which directions. They're super smart animals. They're super fun to watch, and honestly, we could sit there forever and watch them play and dig tunnels, but we wanted to explore other animals as well, but those two are quite amazing. They must be small, but they are full of life, from building underground city to chatting like little superheroes. Wow. Would you pet a prairie dog? Tell us in the comment below. I would want to pet one. Alright, there are some metal boxes with information right next to each animal. You can stick your key inside and learn about specific animal and meet some beautiful, adorable meerkats. Meerkats come from the deserts of southern Africa, but here at San Francisco Zoo, they've got their own sandy kingdom. They are part of the mongoose family and they live in big groups called mobs, gangs, or clans. Yes, like desert superheroes. A single meerkat can have up to 40 members, and everyone has a job. Wow, that's quite impressive. Look at this guy. He is on the lookout. Meerkats always love to climb up high, and he is like a stand guard. He is watching and he wants to warn everybody if the danger is coming. They'll let out a loud bark or chirp, kind of to warn everyone, and boom, the whole group dives to cover. That's quite impressive. It's like real life security system, but much smaller and much cuter. Meerkats are expert diggers. They can dig tunnels fast, like super fast, faster than your dog at the beach, I swear. They dig huge underground homes with bedrooms, bathrooms, and escape tunnels, very much like prairie dogs. They're super social and they take care of each other like big, fluffy, and furry family. Super cute and so fun to watch. They're adorable. And seriously, where can I sign up to be a meerkat? I would love to be one. They're super smart and looks like they're always up to something. Which meerkat moment is your favorite? Drop us a line in the comments below. And don't forget to like our video because there are some more cool facts coming in. And meet the parrot. Okay, this is a green parrot. He came from Africa and I think he can talk. He didn't talk to us, but he was quite impressive and you can meet him right next to the insect zoo. There is a little exploration zone and those are covered with glass, so you can't really see them close, but only through the glass. He was quite active. I think this fella is a bit hungry. Hi, big guy. You are super cute. Alright, he wants to climb somewhere, so active. And there are some other parrots here in the exhibit as well, right next to this guy. There are two bigger parrots. Wow, he is so cool. Quite impressive and quite big, so colorful. Wow, you are the real pirate parrot. So cool. Well, he is hiding from us at the moment. Alright. No, he doesn't want to come close. That's okay. We'll come back later to you guys. Was nice to see you. Also, there is a nice family farm here. A children's zoo where kids can pet goats, little pigs, and horses. The smell is not the best here, but the zoo is real fun. We met some cool little goats here and kids were even able to pet them. So cool! Alright, let's wash our hands and move further. Wow, look at this super cool, breathtaking guy. This is a blue hyacinth macaw. He is the biggest parrot in the whole world and maybe the most beautiful one too. It can grow 3 feet long with a wingspan up to 4 feet. It's like a bird with airplane wings. So impressive. And those colors! There are no filters in this video, I swear. They are bright blue with a little bit yellow right by their beaks. So cool, so impressive. They're super smart. They can solve puzzles, open locks, and even mimic sounds. In the wild, they use their beaks like tools to crack open super tough nuts. Their beak is strong enough to crush a coconut. Imagine that. Their bite is one of the strongest bites of any bird, over 300 psi. It's like a nutcracker with wings. Quite impressive. I think macaws come from the rainforests and grasslands of Brazil, but sadly they are now critically endangered. People took them from wild to keep as pets and their habitats are disappearing too. There are only 2,500 of them left in the wild. That's why places like San Francisco Zoo are helping to protect them and to care for them. They're very beautiful and quite amazing. They're not just pretty, they got some attitude too. They're very loud, funny, and super curious. If they like you, they'll squawk. If they love you, they might steal your sunglasses. They also mate for life and can live up to 60 years. That's longer than most people keep a car. Quite impressive. To stay happy, macaws need toys, puzzles, branches, and a lot of interaction. They love to see humans, new faces, and interact with them. Wow, I must say it's one of the most incredible birds on earth, and I was glad we could meet one. Bye, little fella, was so good to see you. You are one cool parrot. Did you guys like hyacinth macaw? He is quite amazing, and don't forget to hit like if you like hyacinth macaws. And here are some freshwater turtles down here right next to hyacinth macaw. There are some little turtles swimming in the pond. They're so fun to watch. It's quite relaxing. Some of them are climbing outside to kind of lay on the sun a little bit. Some of them are swimming. There are so many kinds of them, and you can learn about all of them here in this exhibit. This one is just kind of laying down, and this one is relaxing too. Hi, little fella, we're just gonna watch you. So cool. Well, they are quite big for freshwater turtles, honestly. This little guy wants to hide from us. It's okay, we're not gonna hurt you. Quite impressive, there are so many turtles. And this guy is just relaxing on the sun. So cool. Yes, you are one big turtle. A fun fact that freshwater turtles can hold their breath up to 30 minutes underwater. It's like watching 3 episodes of a cartoon without coming up for an air. So cool! And they've been longer on Earth than most of the dinosaurs and live about 30 to 50 years. So if you're visiting San Francisco Zoo, just stop by and say hello to these beautiful turtles. Our next step is red panda. It honestly looks like a fox, a raccoon, a teddy bear, but it is a panda actually. It's a very rare red panda. Red pandas are tree-loving mammals from the mountains of China and Nepal. They got ringed tails, fluffy faces, and giant paws. But they are not related actually to giant pandas at all. They belong to their own animal family and are more closely related to skunks and raccoons than bears. But it actually makes sense if you take a look on red panda. It looks a lot like raccoon. They eat bamboo and they sleep a lot too. They're super shy, quiet, and peaceful. They're also curious and clever, and they climb on trees like real ninjas. I'd say they're total zoo superstars. Alright, moving further, there is a little exploration zone right here where you can learn and explore real turtles and some reptiles. You just kind of walk around the little path and there are some animals you can see, like this guy, what is he eating? There are some volunteers and they will tell you what this turtle's name, how they take care of it, and what it is. And we see it is eating some lettuce, some carrots, and some other stuff. Wow, it is so cute, so fun to watch those turtles. So cool. It is very shy animal, and we were told that this turtle is about 12 years old. So if you are around, stop by this guy and say hello. He'll be very happy to meet you, and volunteers here will be very happy to tell you the information about him. There are some really cool reptiles here, like this guy, and he has a light-colored friend as well. Wow, so cool. He is super fast. Wow, both of those two guys are super fast, and you can even pet them as well. So cool. The excellent diggers. Oh. Well, San Francisco Zoo generally does pretty good job on bringing in a lot of volunteers which can educate you about animals. They will bring out small animals like turtles and reptiles. They'll put them in a little cage outside and they'll be doing educational activities for children. And the purpose of this is so they could bring more volunteers to the zoo, and children in turn can learn a lot about animals. And right next to the cafe there is a pink flamingos exhibit, which is quite fun to watch. Those flamingos are beautiful. Each of them has a tag on their leg and its own name. Also, did you know flamingos are pink because of the food they eat? They eat lots of shrimp which has pink color in it, and that's why their fur turns pink. They're so fun to watch, so if you are visiting San Francisco Zoo, stop by and say hi to flamingos. Now meet the star of the zoo, a koala. Shh, be quiet, don't wake them up. Right here at the San Francisco Zoo, you'll find one of the chillest animals in the world, the koala. They're so cool. They're like teddy bears. They like naps, they're nap champions, and they love the show life. So everybody loves to see koalas here when they are not sleeping, and we were lucky enough to catch koala in action.
Have you noticed the many eucalyptus trees towering around the zoo? Though eucalyptus is not native to North America, it happens to thrive in the Bay Area climate. This is good news for our resident koalas, which feed exclusively on the leafy eucalyptus branches. The San Francisco Zoo is one of the few zoos outside of Australia that can house these iconic marsupials. Our horticulturists collect browse daily to provide the koalas with at least 15 different species of fresh eucalyptus to choose from. Eucalyptus leaves are toxic to most mammals, but koalas have a specialized gut to digest them. That digestion process is taxing, and when a koala isn't eating, it is usually sleeping to conserve energy. For up to 20 hours a day, koalas wrap themselves around a tree branch and doze off. They may look like cuddly teddy bears when snuggled into the fork of a tree, but koalas are not bears. They are marsupials, like kangaroos and opossums. Marsupial young, called joeys, are born incredibly tiny, about the size of a jelly bean. Blind and only partially formed, a koala joey crawls into the mother's pouch where it spends the next 6 months nursing. Eucalyptus forests are home, shelter, and food for koalas, making them particularly vulnerable to bushfires. Climate change has supercharged bushfires and exacerbated this threat. An estimated 3 billion animals were killed or displaced in the unprecedented fires in Australia in 2020. You can help koalas and other animals affected by climate change by reducing your carbon footprint and advocating for climate-conscious policies.
Wow, koalas are super cool. Did you guys know that each koala has a unique fingerprint just like humans? They're super cute. And check those fluffy ears and strong claws. They're built for climbing and tree hugging like pros. No wonder koalas love to sleep on those trees. Sometimes I feel jealous and would love to be a koala and sleep 20 hours a day like they do. Alright, let's move further and explore beautiful grizzlies. Now, they are gonna be fed right now. We see here the workers of the zoo, they're putting some food here. And they gonna feed those beautiful grizzlies. They set up the food everywhere. They kind of hide it between trees, between rocks, and kind of spread it everywhere to simulate the wild environment for the grizzlies, so they could actually hunt for the food. There are 2 grizzlies in the exhibit. They're so fun to watch. Alright, we see there carrots, sweet potatoes, some lettuce, and we spotted some celery there as well. Wow, that's one healthy diet. Alright, now the workers are out and the bears are in. They are so cute. I would love to pet one if he won't bite, but I think if I will become his snack eventually. So I'll just go and pet my dog or my cat. That might do. Alright, so cool. Look at their sharp claws. And they are eating here and exploring everything. They're so cool. And they seem to be so calm. Grizzlies are a subspecies of the brown bear. They live in forests and mountains, mostly in Alaska, Canada, and northwest United States. They can weigh up to 800 pounds and stand over 7 feet tall when they stretch out. That's quite amazing. But even though they are huge, they can run up to 35 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. And that's even faster than a racehorse. Quite impressive. It's like, imagine a couch with legs. Wow, that's really cool. Alright, they are omnivores, which means that they can eat almost everything. They eat berries, bugs, fish, small animals, and even grass. Here at the San Francisco Zoo, they feed them exclusively with veggies. They eat lots of lettuce, celery, sweet potatoes, carrots, and they also give them some berries as well. They have an excellent sense of smell. They smell 2,000 times better than humans. They can sniff food from miles and miles away. Imagine that. Look at that cutie. He is eating celery. Wow, that's super healthy. Grizzlies may look slow and sleepy, but they're actually super smart and full of personality. They love to dig, scratch, climb. They love to play in water and investigate anything new in their space. And sometimes they just want a good belly flop in the pool. That's super fun. And they're super intelligent as well. They can remember food locations for years, and it was proven by scientists that they can even solve puzzles, which is quite impressive. Grizzlies hibernate in winter in the wild, but here they actually don't hibernate. They are active all year round. They dig, dance, and sleep for months in the wild without eating, drinking, or even going to bathroom. Imagine that. Here in conservation, they act a little bit differently because they don't have need for hibernation, but they may be sleeping a little bit longer than normal in some months. They have very slow heartbeat, down to just 8 beats per minute. But in zoos, they stay very active with special enrichment and climate control. They are super cute and so fun to watch. Whether they're napping or in cave or charging through the forest, grizzlies are powerful, smart, and totally unforgettable. And meeting one safely at the San Francisco Zoo is the best moment you could ever have. Seriously, we were so impressed. We were lucky enough to see how they feed them, to see how they play and interact with each other. They're super smart animals. Would you race against grizzly? Or would you love to pet one? I would love to pet one grizzly, but they're quite dangerous, so I'll hang on to that and I'll better watch them from distance. Would you? Drop us a line in the comments below. And also don't forget to view our other video from the San Francisco Zoo on our channel. We'll drop a link in the description below. We were lucky enough to visit this zoo last year, and a lot have changed since then. A lot of animals are different, so we would encourage you to watch that video as well. Look at those two cuties. They want to play with each other. Also, a quick tip for you if you're planning on visiting San Francisco Zoo. Try to make it in spring or in fall when the animals are active at the most. They are not quite active during summertime because of the heat. Lots of them want to relax. Super fun, super cute, and one of them is out for a swim. They look like two best buddies. They love to fight, but I must tell you, from what we saw, they play pretty rough. They like to bite and they like to scratch. Their claws are giant. It can grow up to 4 inches long, and that's longer than a human finger. They use their claws for digging, climbing, and just occasionally for showing off kinda between themselves to show who is the boss. In the wild, they're very well known salmon hunters. They can snatch fish out of the fast-moving rivers with just their claws, which is kind of quite impressive and ninja style. Sometimes they would feed them salmon here and the zoo kind of to give it to them as a treat. They are awesome and absolutely adorable. We love grizzlies. But grizzlies was so good to see. Now we are moving to the black bear country. American black bear. There are 2 of them in this exhibit.
The black bear exhibit features 2 charming characters with a fascinating backstory. In 2 different parts of Alaska, Juneau and Valdez were each found orphaned, alone, and starving. Fortunately for them, they were rescued by the Alaska Zoo and brought to the San Francisco Zoo in the summer of 2017. These high-energy bears use this exhibit like a playground. They chase each other back and forth and go for a swim, but the most impressive display of their skills is when you see them climbing the wooden play structure that was built just for black bears. Black bears have shorter, curved claws that help them shimmy their way up trees faster than other bear species. Keepers will place acacia branches high on top to give the bears a challenge, but don't be surprised to see them make it up with ease.
Wow, black bears are so fun to watch. Fascinating fact is that black bears are not always black. They come in lots of colors: black, brown, cinnamon, blonde, or even white, which is rare and seen only in Canada. But so their name is kind of misleading a little bit. They're crazy smart. They're super intelligent. They can open coolers, unzip backpacks, and even open car doors if they smell food. They've even been seen using tools in the wild. That is super smart. They are tree climbing champs. Unlike grizzlies, black bears are excellent climbers. They can scale tall trees in seconds, especially young ones who race up trees to avoid danger. And those 2 bears are pretty young, so they are very playful. They are big berry lovers. They eat mostly plants. Up to 85% of their diet is berries, roots, nuts, and fruit. They'll also eat insects, fish, eggs, and just whatever smells yummy to them. Here they feed them vegetables and fruit. They eat lots of berries as well. They usually hibernate in winter in the wild by slowing their heart rate, and their breathing may go down. In some places they sleep up to 8 months straight with no food, no water, no bathroom breaks, just like grizzlies. But here at the zoo there is no need for that, so they stay pretty active around the year. In summer they may seem to be a little bit less active than in other months. Their nose knows everything. They can smell better than anybody, like 20 miles away. They're big but very sneaky. They can weigh between 200 and 600 pounds, but they're very quiet walkers despite their size. They can sneak up on their prey without making a sound. Here at the zoo, they are often given puzzles and enrichment toys to keep their brains busy, and they solve them perfectly. They're like puzzle wizards. They're super cute, adorable, and fun to watch. So don't forget to stop by this beautiful exhibit. And our next exhibit is Mexican wolves. They are not your regular backyard puppy. They will eat you as a snack. They're quite impressive. There are only 7 of them left in the wild. In conservation, there are quite a few of them, but they're very, very rare. They always live in packs and they hunt in packs too. They're super smart hunters. They use teamwork, stealth, and their amazing sense of smell to track down prey. A wolf's nose is 100 times more powerful than a human's, and they can smell you before even you see them. Very cute, yet very dangerous and very rare. Here at the zoo, they are very vocal and they will howl at each other through the exhibit to communicate and to let them know sense of danger. Alright, our next stop is check on peccaries. They are so cute. There are a few of them in this fun exhibit. They are very cute and fun to watch. They may look like pigs, but peccaries actually belong to different families. They are their own thing and they are not pigs at all, not even related to them, even though they look like them. They have very cute and fluffy fur with built-in air conditioning. Their snout is extra long and it helps them cool off while sniffing out cactus roots and other snacks. Also, fun facts, they actually eat cactus. Yes, cactus with spikes. They've got special mouths that help them eat prickly cacti without getting hurt. They're nature's toughest animals. So cool. They are super rare. There are only a few thousands left of them in the wild and they're listed as endangered. So seeing one at the zoo is really special. They take great care of them. They live here in small groups and they're very, very social. Also, the fun fact is that they take dust baths, not showers. Those guys like to run around in dry dust to stay clean and keep bugs away. So fun! Alrighty, we arrived to the penguin station. San Francisco City Zoo is a home for Magellanic penguins. They are not Arctic penguins. They came from South America, not icy Antarctica. They live along the coast of Argentina and Chile, where the weather is pretty warm, so they actually don't need ice. How cool is that? They are named after famous explorer. Magellanic penguins are named after Ferdinand Magellan, who spotted them on his journey around the world in 15,000s. So cool. They have tiny tuxedos, those black and white coloring. It's not just for style, it's their camouflage. Also, they talk a lot. These penguins are like walking chatterboxes. They make all kind of noises from honks and brays to squeaks and whistles. People say that they sound like donkey, but they seriously talk here at the zoo all the time. They communicate between each other and they will talk to the nice zookeeper who is actually here feeding them. And they are getting their favorite fish right now. Feeding sessions here are often combined with training sessions, so those penguins can do quite impressive tricks as well. They're quiet and patiently waiting for food, and this fella has his mouth open already. I think he is ready for his favorite fish. That is so cool. Did you guys know that penguins are great swimmers and they can dive only 150 feet deep in search of fish and squid? Wow, that's quite impressive. 150 feet deep. Wow. Also, the fun fact is that here at the zoo they have a special penguin parade every spring. So, if you are considering to visit San Francisco City Zoo in spring, that will be a perfect time. When nesting season starts, they have special penguin walk where penguins march from their old home to their newly cleaned habitat. It's adorable. It's like penguin red carpet event. So if you are here in town in spring, we'll suggest you visit San Francisco City Zoo to watch this beautiful penguin walk. Penguins are also surprisingly fast swimmers. They may waddle on land and walk very slowly, but in water they just zoom. Magellanic penguins can swim up to 15 miles per hour. Wow, those birds are really fast swimmers! San Francisco Zoo has over 50 penguins in this exhibit. It is the largest and the most successful Magellanic penguin breeding colony outside of South America. Yes, they actually breed penguins there in the exhibit, and they raised over 200 chicks since the exhibit opened. You can see if you are very attentive little chicks, little penguins. They're super cute. The fun fact is that babies of those penguins don't actually look like adult penguins. They look like fluffy gray puffballs. They're born gray or brown usually, and they're very fluffy. They're very tiny, but they grow super fast. And both parents feed them. Mom and dad take their turns feeding the baby, and it looks also quite impressive. They stay in nests for weeks. Chicks stay safe in burrows or sheltered nests for about a month, while their fluffy baby feathers keep them warm, and the parents slowly take those baby out for a walk, and then further down they move them to the main exhibit. So cool. At around 2-3 months old, they shed down all the fur, and their feathers, adult feathers, grow, and that's when they become black and white. You can spot those little babies here at the zoo in spring, because that's when the breeding period starts, and that's when the babies are born. So you can often see those fluffy chicks here in spring, but they grow super fast. Also, they start swimming a little bit older after they turn 3 months of age. They cannot swim right away when they are born because their feathers, down feathers, they don't let them swim right away. So it was one cool exhibit. If you are here in town, we highly recommend you swing by the San Francisco Zoo and visit those beautiful babies. Alright, and we are moving further to big cats. Ready for some roar? Here comes the jaguar, most powerful, mysterious, and inspiring cat on earth. He looks quite impressive. The third biggest cats in the world after tigers and lions. Males can weigh up to 250 pounds of pure muscle. Well, the name jaguar comes from a Native American word jaguar, which means true beast, or the one who kills with one leap. That's quite impressive, right? They have the strongest bite of any big cat. They don't go for neck like other cats, they bite straight through the skull or the shell of their prey. The jaw is strong and powerful, and they can crush even turtle shells. Wow, they're quite powerful and a bit scary, I would say. And this is the snow leopard. Snow leopard is sleeping right now. We swing by this exhibit couple times, and both times he was sleeping. So cute and so peaceful. Here he is quietly sleeping and peeking through the exhibit. Alright, have a good nap, fella, and we are gonna visit the king of this jungle, the African lion. African lion is the king of the savannah and one of the most iconic animals on earth. There's one big lion and one lioness here at the exhibit. They're very social big cats. They live in groups which are called prides, and they can include family up to 30 lions that hunt, raise cubs, and nap together. Males have manes, and this is their styles. They're very cute. Look at this beautiful male lion. They're very strong and very healthy. But actually, lionesses do most of the hunting. They work as a team to chase down prey like zebras, antelopes, and buffaloes. They sleep up to 20 hours a day. We honestly could hardly catch a lion not sleeping. Every time we usually walk into the zoo, the lion is there sleeping. Occasionally, they would do feeding and training sessions with lion and lioness separately, which are very fun to watch. Also, fun fact is that they have very powerful roar, which can be heard as 5 miles away. Wow, that's quite fascinating. One lazy king which loves to sleep. They are very big and powerful. They can grow over 8 feet long and weigh up to 550 pounds. Wow, that's basically the size of the coach with claws. But they are so cute and so fun to watch in the exhibit when they are active. Alright, king of the jungle, we are moving further. And here we see a beautiful rhino. There are 2 rhinos in San Francisco Zoo. This one is an Indian rhino. He has a beautiful horn. Well, actually 2 of them, one big, one shorter. This is a Gahati one-horned rhino. He is quite impressive and can weigh anywhere near 4,000 to 6,000 pounds. This rhino is often seen in the exhibit with peacocks. In one of our previous videos when we were visiting San Francisco Zoo, we caught a nice shot of rhino sitting here with peacocks. So come back to our channel and watch that video, link in the description below. He is so peaceful and looks very lazy, but he is actually pretty playful and super shy and super sensitive. And we are heading down to visit our close relative, the chimps. Hi big guys, so good to see you. They're super smart. Did you guys know that chimpanzees share 98% of their DNA with humans? That means that we are practically family. They are very smart apes. Chimps are not monkeys, they are apes. They can use tools like sticks to fish termites out of the holes, rocks to crack nuts, and even leaves as umbrellas. They're super fun. They love to play. They enjoy swinging, chasing, wrestling, and playing games in trees on the ground. They love their families. They live in groups which are called communities, and those communities can have 20 to 100 members, and they care so well for each other. And this is orangutan. Meet this super cute and super smart baby. Orangutans are super smart and crafty. They're also very playful. We caught this cute guy snacking on some lettuce. They have red hair, unlike other great apes, and their hair is very long, shaggy, and sometimes it's red, sometimes it's brown, and it helps them blend into the rainforest. Well, looks like this guy is ready for a nap, so we are gonna visit African savannah, which is an excellent home for giraffes, zebras, and ostriches. Giraffe is the tallest animal on earth. Giraffes can grow up to 18 feet tall, and that's taller than most trees in the savannah. They have very long necks, but only 7 bones. Even though their necks are super long, giraffes have the same number of neck bones as humans, which is just 7. They are just very stretched out to get those yummy leaves. There are quite a few giraffes here in the exhibit. We spotted about 5 of them, but I think it was much more than that. It is a beautiful exhibit. You can see giraffes walking around their beautiful savannah. They have very unique spot pattern, just like fingerprints. No two giraffes have the same design, just like our fingerprints. Wow, that's quite fascinating. And there are some zebras too, which are also unique. Zebras and giraffes here share the same exhibit. They live together. If you're lucky enough, you can spot here an ostrich as well. Giraffe's tongue is purple, which is a fascinating fact. It actually is purple. It is very long, dark purple. It can reach up to 18 inches long, and their tongue helps them grab those yummy leaves from tall trees, and the color protects their tongue from sunburn. And here is an ostrich. Ostriches are world's biggest birds. They can weigh up to 320 pounds and stand about 9 feet tall. They can't fly even though they're birds, but they can run super fast, like 45 miles per hour, which is quite fascinating. And they perfectly live with giraffes and zebras in the same exhibit, just like you came into native African savannah. We love this exhibit, and we'd highly recommend you swing by and say hi to giraffes, ostriches, and zebra while you are here. By the way, did you guys know that giraffes sleep very little? They only sleep about 4 to 6 hours a day. They're often taking short naps standing up, so they actually don't need to lay down like other animals. They have super strong legs, and their legs are so strong that a single kick can knock out even a lion. That's how they protect themselves from predators, and they're also super fast runners. They can run up to 35 miles per hour over short distances. They're so cool. We love to see giraffes. They also drink water very carefully because of their long necks, and they have to spread their legs very, very wide to reach to the water. That's fascinating to watch. They're super fun to watch. I swear we could spend there like a whole day by this exhibit watching over zebras and giraffes. Also, giraffes are very social. They communicate in sounds, but we don't always hear those sounds. This exhibit may seem to be quiet, but they actually communicate. They can hum, snort, even produce kind of low frequency sound like secret giraffe talk, which is pretty cool. Zebras are also very social animals and they can run super fast, like 40 miles per hour. And also, fun fact about their stripes, that they can work like a cool down system and they help zebras stay cool by creating their tiny air currents. So cool and so fascinating. Well, we surely loved this exhibit, and right now we're gonna see the second rhino here at the zoo. This rhino does not have a horn. This horn was removed as a protection to him because he was constantly rubbing that horn over different structures here in his exhibit. So he does not have a horn, but he is very big and very massive. He is pretty old. Wow, look at this fella. He looks quite scary and quite impressive. This guy is very massive, big, and has thick armor skin. This skin is up to 2 inches thick and looks like he has an armor. He's so cool and fun to watch. Also, despite his size, he can run pretty fast, 30 to 35 miles per hour, which is faster than a human sprinter. Also, this guy is very playful. He is full of energy. Sometimes you can see him just kind of lazy picking on the grass, but sometimes he can get really playful. Even though rhinos are not related to hippos, they love water. They are excellent swimmers. They enjoy wallowing in mud to keep them cool and to protect their skin from bugs. They move slowly, but believe me, this guy is full of energy. He's very territorial, but very social too. Rhinos have huge appetite. They eat up to 120 pounds of plants every day, mostly grasses, leaves, and shoots. Wow, that's quite impressive. 120 pounds of food. They are very much endangered, and San Francisco does really good job at protecting rhinos. They also have educational programs for kids where they explain how they protect rhinos. Kiddos help them take care of them and learn a lot about those fascinating animals. Wow, look at this guy running around with the ball like a champ. He is so playful, just like a little puppy on your backyard. So cool. The place got dusty a little bit because Rhino is here for a play. So cool. And also, while you are watching this cool big guy playing the ball, we just want to remind you that on our channel we have another video of the San Francisco City Zoo where we filmed some pretty cool facts about animals. So don't forget to come on our channel and watch this cool video. We'll drop a link in the description below. And if you are not subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe to stay on top of all the cool activities and stuff to do with family and with children in California. Wow, this guy is rolling the ball like a real champ. Rolling the ball and playing non-stop. Alright, was nice seeing you, big Mr. Rhino. we're gonna head out to the next exhibit. And here we have turtles. We have two turtles playing in this fun exhibit. These are actually belong to Santa Cruz giant tortoises. Those are just babies, but when they will be old, they will weigh up to 500 pounds and they can grow up to 4 feet long, which is much bigger than most bathtubs in your bathroom. They can live over 100 years and they are among longest living animals on earth. Some of them lived past 150 years. And that is quite impressive. Here in the exhibit, they move very slowly with a speed about 0.2 miles per hour. But they are built for long distances and they travel long distances over rocky terrain. They are pretty cute and quite impressive. Alright, tortoises, see you later! Now prepare to meet one of the most jaw-dropping reptiles in the whole world. It practically is a dinosaur. It is a Komodo dragon.
Komodo dragons are found on a series of island chains in Indonesia. They are the world's largest and heaviest lizard. Mostly they fill their bellies by scavenging for things that are already dead, but they are known to hunt for a variety of prey as small as an insect when they're young to as big as a water buffalo when they get older. Watch for our Komodo dragon's tongue when they're moving throughout their exhibit. When they stick their tongue out, it retracts back into their mouth and they can taste the air with their Jacobson's organ, a special organ on the roof of their mouth. The two prongs at the end of their tongue give them a lead on prey, telling them if they should go left or right. They can sense prey up to 6 miles away by tasting the air, and if that's not enough, they can see up to the length of a football field.
Wow, they are quite impressive. Also, they have super saliva and it is deadly. Komodo dragons have over 50 kinds of bacteria in their mouths, so don't let Komodo dragon lick you. Once they bite their prey, the bacteria helps to take it down. Ew, but also so cool. Scientists now believe that it's actually a venom, not just a bacteria that weakens the prey. Also, they can eat up to 80% of their body weight. That's so cool and so impressive. Also, they can smell with their tongue and they are super hunters. And we are here to see the giant ant eater. He is so cool and fluffy. Those animals can grow up to 7 feet long from their nose to tail, which is much longer than most grown-up humans are tall. That's fascinating. Also, they have no teeth. That's right, no teeth at all. Instead, they have a super long sticky tongue to slap up ants and termites. Their tongue is over 2 feet long and can flip in and out up to 160 times per minute. That's like 3 times per second. That's pretty impressive. They can also eat up to 30,000 insects a day. They're like vacuums for ants and termites, munching down thousands of them every day. They have giant claws and not just for show. The huge curved claws are used to tear open insect nests and for defense as well. They can fight off jaguars and pumas. Also, fun fact, they walk on their knuckles to protect their claws, and eaters often walk on the sides of their front feet. It's kind of like they're wearing invisible mittens. So cool and so fun. Their tail is super long and super fluffy. Also, they are very shy and solitary animals. Wow, and their nose is a super sniffer. They can smell 40 times stronger than humans. Perfect for finding insects underground. So cool. Wow. And right here in the same exhibit, we have the world's weirdest animal. It's barred tapir. This animal is just gonna blow your mind. What is that? Is that an anteater? Is that a pig or something in between? I've never seen this kind of animal before in my life. They are very funny looking. They're excellent swimmers and they love hanging out in rivers and streams and often use water to escape predators. They are the largest land mammal in Central America because they can weigh up to 800 pounds. Yes, this is still a baby. They're very rare and critically endangered. They're so cute and so funny, and scientists still did not discover where they came from. If you look at them, their short trunk-like nose, chubby body looks like it's a mix between a pig, an elephant, and a hippo, but it's actually its own thing. So funny. And that funny nose works like a snorkel when they swim, and they love to swim as well. Also, they're night owls. They are nocturnal, meaning that they do most of the exploring and eating at night. They're very ancient and they've been on Earth over 20 million years. So funny. They walked beside dinosaurs and maybe they were even their distant cousins. They also have squeaky voice. Even though they're big, they can have very high-pitched squeaks, whistles, and big snorts to talk to each other. What a mysterious animal. They eat plants, over 100 of different plants. And they are also related to horses and rhinos, believe it or not. So if you are visiting San Francisco City Zoo, swing by and say hello to this rare animal. And also here in the exhibit you can notice American condor. American condor is just right here, flying somewhere, or there it is peacefully sitting on the branch. He is so big and so beautiful, with a very wide wingspan. Wow, that's fascinating. Alright, and we are gonna move further to explore the beautiful San Francisco City Zoo. Did you guys know that there is also a steam train at the zoo, which is actually a steam train? There is a lot of information about this steam train in one of those boxes. If you press the button, you can hear a lot of information about it.
Did you know the little puffer is an actual steam train? Well, it is, complete with track gauges, a boiler, a compressor, and a shiny bell. The little puffer keeps chugging down the tracks. Built in 1905, the little puffer originally ran at a beach in Santa Cruz. She made her way to this zoo in 1925, where she would spend many of her first 53 years in what is now Gorilla World. Originally burning coal, which would throw cinders and cause grass fires, in 1933 she was converted to burn oil. Much less dangerous, but it still produced a pillar of black smoke. The little puffer was finally pulled from service and put into storage in 1978, far outliving its expected lifetime. Then in 1998, a group led by banks and train experts invested in restoring her 90-year-old engine. In an effort to promote wellness, it was decided to change the little puffer to burn natural gas instead of oil. Now there is no black smoke at all. Much to the thrill of everyone, she was put back into service in the location she still travels today. I think you'll agree that she looks pretty good for having been born over 100 years ago.
Alright, and our next exhibit are camels. Camels are super cool here at the San Francisco City Zoo. Fun fact, they don't actually store water in their humps. That's a myth. The hump Camels are actually for fat. They use them as fat storage, which helps them survive when food is hard to find. Super thirsty? Not a problem. Camels can drink up to 40 gallons of water in one go. That's like gulping a whole bathtub. Imagine that, that's super cool. They have like built-in sunglasses, have 3 eyelids and 2 rows of eyelashes to keep out sun during desert storms. They're super cool animals. And also, they can go for weeks without water. Thanks to their amazing bodies, camels can survive without water up to 2 weeks and without food for even longer. Their wide paddle feet act like natural snowshoe, helping them walk on hot, soft sand without sinking there. They're amazing. Another fascinating fact that camels can close their nostrils. They can close them actually, and we saw that. How cool is that? Also, they're super strong. They can carry hundreds of pounds for long distances. That's why they are called ships of deserts. But be careful, they can spit. Not just for fun. They spit when they're super annoyed. And it's actually their food mixed with saliva. Ew, it's pretty disgusting, so stay out of camels. Right next to camels, they're pretty cool and amazing rare horses. They're really well taken care of and look pretty amazing. Look at those teeny tiny pretty horses. The white one almost looks like a unicorn one. Wow, how cool. Don't forget to hit like if you love horses. They're quite amazing. And our next stop is Bongo. It is the world's largest antelope. It is the biggest antelope and males can weigh up to 900 pounds. Wow, it's the same weight as a motorcycle. They have stripes like camouflage. Those beautiful stripes blend into forest and they're perfect for hiding from predators like leopards. Both males and females have horns, which they use for defense and pushing through the dense forest. They're so elegant and amazing. Also, they're super shy and secretive. They move very quiet through thick forest. They can also run pretty fast with their horns tilted back. They have great hearing, great sense of smell, but not really good eyesight. Our next stop is gorillas. Gorillas are amazing in this exhibit, but they don't like to be watched. They are super shy. Also, they share 98% of their DNA with humans, which means that they are our closest relatives, like chimps. They live in families called troops or bands led by adult male, which is called a silverback, because it has a silver fur on his back. They are very gentle giants. Even though they look tough, they're very calm, peaceful, and shy, yet they're super smart. They communicate just like us. Gorillas use grunts, hoots, chest beats, facial expressions, and even body language to talk to each other, just like one big happy family. They're super smart. They can understand over 1,000 signs and 2,000 spoken words. Here at the zoo, they are often given puzzles to solve, and they do an amazing job at that. Also, they are plant eaters and can eat up to 40 pounds of food a day. Now meet mandrill, world's largest monkey. Mandrills have bright red noses, blue cheeks, and colorful rumps. It's like they're the world's most colorful monkey. The colors mean power. The brighter the mandrill is, the more confident and dominant he is. It's like wearing a neon crown. Super cool. Also, they weigh over 100 pounds. Wow, that's one big heavy monkey. No wonder they're the largest monkey on earth. Also, they live in massive groups. They can travel in troops up to 200 individuals and sometimes even more than 600. Wow, that's one big happy family. Also, their teeth are very scary looking, but their smile means that they are relaxed and they are not angry. They are also big fruit lovers. They're omnivores and their favorite snacks are fruits, seeds, leaves, and bugs. Mandrills live in rainforests of Central Africa, mostly in the rainforests of Gabon, Cameroon, and Congo. Mandrills use grooming to bond to each other and strengthen their social ties. It's like their version of high five. Also, the fun fact about mandrills' nose is that their nose is actually for love. Their bright color helps them to attract females. The brighter and bolder, the better his chances for finding a mate. Also, the shape of their noses are pretty unique. No two mandrills are exactly the same. It's like fingerprints. Mandrill's nose shape and pattern is unique to each individual. Pretty cool, huh? Mandrills are critically endangered, and here San Francisco Zoo does an amazing job at helping keep their popularity. Also, they do great educational programs for children, educating them about mandrills. There are a lot of volunteers working in this exhibit to take care of those amazing monkeys. Now our next stop is Lemur Forest, and I must tell you, it's pretty amazing. Lemurs in the wild live only in Madagascar. They're found nowhere else in the wild except the island of Madagascar off coast of Africa. They are not monkeys. They're primates like monkeys and humans, but they're their own special group, and they are more primitive and evolved separately. They talk with smells and sounds. They're very vocal. Lemurs are very big talkers. They use their scent glands, calls, squeaks, and even grunts to talk, mark territory, and stay connected with their group. There are so many of them here in the exhibit, and they're so different. Different colors, different shapes. One is ring-tailed, the other one is brown. There's also a white lemur. Ring-tailed lemurs have 13 black and white stripes. Each ring-tailed lemur has exactly 13 alternative stripes on its tail, but they don't use it for climbing. They use their tail for balance and bathing during sting fights. Sting fights are here for real. Male ring-tailed lemur rub smelly glands on their tails and wave them at rivals to see who stings more. No joke! I even think lemurs are related to skunks. That's how much this stink fight stinks. Also, they love to sunbathe. You can often see lemurs just relaxing here on the sun, and they love to warm up in the morning. They're pretty strong jumpers and can leap over 25 feet from tree to tree. Pretty cool, huh? In lemur groups, females are dominant over males, they lead the troop and get first pick of the food. There are so many types of them. There are over 100 species of lemurs, from tiny mouse lemur the size of a tennis ball to the ingri, which can be as big as a house cat and house like a whale. Wow! Lemurs eat plants and leaves. They feed them very nutritious plant diet here, and we spotted lemurs picking on some lettuce. That's their favorite. They often do training sessions which are combined with feeding sessions as well for lemurs. If you are here for one of those sessions, please enjoy it. It is so fascinating to watch. They do pretty cool tricks out there. Also, lemurs are endangered. There are not so many of them left in the wild, and San Francisco Zoo does an amazing job at protecting those rare species. Do you guys like lemurs? Which one is your favorite? Drop us a line in the comments below. And we are here exploring one of the coolest birds ever. It is a double-wadded cassowary. And right now I'm gonna explain you why those birds are so special and so cool. They are one of the closest living relatives to prehistoric raptors, yes, dinosaurs. With their powerful legs, sharp claws, and helmet-like chest, they really look like modern-day dinos. Pretty cool, huh? Also, they have a helmet on their head, and this helmet is called the casque. Scientists think that it helps them push through thick jungle, amplify low sounds, and show dominance. Also, they're world's second heaviest bird. They can weigh up to 160 pounds and stand up 6 feet tall, which is much taller than most humans. They are pretty rare and pretty amazing. And those claws are no joke. Each foot has a dagger-like claw up to 5 inches long on the inner toe, and yes, they've been known to kick in self-defense. Bright blue and red. These are the warning colors. They warn predators and show up during mating season. So it is a mating season for them right now. They're super cool. They cannot fly, but they can run super fast, up to 30 miles per hour, and jump over 5 feet high. Alright, and our next stop is Australia, Australian walkabout, where you can meet those pretty wallabies, which are related to kangaroos. Wallabies belong to the macropod family just like kangaroos, but they are much smaller, usually under 3 feet. They hop like pros. They don't walk, they hop everywhere using their strong back legs and thick tail for balance and power. Also, they have built-in baby pouches. Just like all marsupials, female wallabies have a pouch where they carry their tiny newborn called Joey, who climbs in and continues to grow there several months. The super sneaky sleepers. Wallabies are mostly nocturnal, meaning that they are most active at night, and they like to take naps during daytime. We were lucky enough to catch them not napping, and they just fed them, so they're finishing up their lunch right now. They usually like to eat lettuce and plants. And also in the same exhibit with wallabies, there is an emu. Emu and wallabies share the same exhibit. Emu is like an ostrich, but bigger. It can grow up to 6.5 feet tall, which is pretty tall. They cannot fly, but they can run up to 30 miles per hour. They have tiny wings, which they use for balance. Wallabies and emu share the same exhibit, and they live there perfectly and are very friendly to each other. Look at two adorable wallabies playing. That is amazing. Also, did you know that wallabies use their tail as the fifth leg? Their thick tail is so strong that they can actually use it as the third leg when moving slowly, like a built-in kickstand. Wow, that is so cool. There are over 30 species of wallabies, from tiny to bigger and swamp wallabies. Some of them even live in trees. They chew like cows, and they are super jumpers. They can leap over 6 feet in one hop. That's way higher than most grown-ups are. They are super cool and found only in Australia. Maybe that is primarily the reason why they share the same space with emu. Also, a cool fact about emu is that once they won a war. In 1932, Australian soldiers tried to control emu populations using military force. The emus outran them, and the event even became known as the Emu War. Well, spoiler alert, emu won, so they are pretty strong. Do you guys like wallabies? And how about emu? Who is your favorite Australian animal? Drop us a line in the comments below. By the way, another really cool fact about this specific emu is that he is the oldest animal at the zoo. He is about 40 years old, so they practically baby him. He has his own zookeeper who takes a tremendous care of him, and they have a special program designed specifically for this emu. He has a special diet, special treats, and special care. And our next stop is southern Poodle. It's one of the most adorable animals on earth, and it holds a tiny record. They are the world's smallest deer. Adults are only 12-17 inches tall. That is much smaller than the house cat. And they live only in South America. That's so cool, so we decided we should show you guys those. San Francisco Zoo is very family friendly. They have an amazing playground which is cleverly designed into 3 zones. River play area for toddlers, meadow play area for little kids, and mountain play area for bigger kids. Every kid has their own space. You can slide, you can jump, and you can play and even climb like a spider. Just let your imagination grow here. Well, we had a very wild day here at the San Francisco Zoo. We met animals from every continent, learned amazing facts, and had so many laughs. Which animal was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. Then don't forget to subscribe. We have more zoo adventures coming soon, so don't skip out on those. Until next time, stay curious and stay kind.